York, email me, davidg@ronpaul2012.com. We'd be glad to help you. This is a great big crowd of Ron Paul supporters. These are people who care about the future of this country. People who want a revival of sound monetary policy, government limited by the Constitution. Of America. As a GOP committeeman in the city of Syracuse, I hear it from the party all the time. We need enthusiastic young people, we need passionate people, we need energetic people, we need people with principles. Well, look around. Don't they see? That's us, we're here. We are the future of America. We've been inspired by a man of principle. A man who isn't bought by lobbyists and financial firms. A man who's remained uncorrupted in Washington, D.C. after decades there. But even more so than this, we're inspired by the ideals of liberty, peace, sound money, and life without the constant interference of Big Brother government. Never lose sight of. Now we're 5 days away from the New York State primary for the Republican Party. Please leave no room for doubt that you've done everything in your possibility to reach voters, to vote for Ron Paul in the New York State Republican primary. One of the strategies that worked for us when we basically won Iowa with delegates. One of the strategies that worked for us was the phone banking program. So visit phone.ronpaul2012.com and sign up for that program. Reach out to voters with the direct calling program. Email me, davidg@ronpaul2012.com. I'll be glad to find something for you to do here in Central New York. We have to win. After the primary, stay involved. We're seeing tremendous growth as a movement, and we will see the final victory of our revolution. Ladies and gentlemen, please give a warm welcome to the young man who will introduce you to the next President of the United States. A member of Cornell's own Youth for Ron Paul chapter and the President of Cornell's Young Republican Club, Raj Kanapin.
Welcoming you to this special event on behalf of the Cornell Republicans, the Cornell Libertarians, and Youth for Ron Paul. Tonight is a special night because we have with us one of the few honest public officials left today. A man who has championed freedom and liberty above all else. Throughout his life, he has worked tirelessly for limited and constitutional government, low taxes, free markets, and a return to sound monetary policy. He is known for his admirable consistency, for not wavering in the face of criticism or political pressure. He has never voted for an unbalanced budget. He has never voted to raise taxes. He has never voted to raise congressional pay. He even returns a portion of his congressional office budget to the U.S. Treasury. Tonight, this man, who has given so many Americans hope for the future of this great country, will give a speech on what needs to be done to return America to its founding principles. So please help me welcome Dr., Congressman, and Presidential candidate Ron Paul. make it seem like we're among friends of liberty in this crowd. I do want to introduce my wife, Carol, who's sitting over here. Linda, who's a senior at Texas A&M. Linda. What a wonderful, wonderful reception. And because I hold the principles of liberty so dear to my heart, it is so nice to see so many others who are joining in the cause. And thank you very much for coming out. A lot of times people ask, exactly what I will say at a speech, and I never know exactly what I'll say, but the story will be the same. It may come out differently, but it's always about liberty. The story about liberty and why liberty is so important. It's important if you want peace. It's important if you want a sound economy. And it's also very important to understand liberty if you want to own your life and to run your own life as you see fit. Of course, to understand that, you have to understand where liberty comes from. And one thing's for certain, we do not get our liberties from our government. We have liberty in spite of the government, and we get it. Simply, in a free society should be strictly limited. A good example of the proper role of government would be that in a free society, government should be open. There should be no secrets in government, and the government should be there to protect your privacy. Upside down. The government is secret. They don't want to tell us anything. We have a whistleblower who's supposed to be rewarded, is penalized, and what do they do with our privacy? They undermine our Fourth Amendment, and they destroy our privacy. So what we need to do is reverse that trend, whether it's the foreign policy, the personal liberties, or the economic liberties. We've been going in the wrong direction for a long time. There's been quite a few who have talked about these issues for a long time, people that I've read and studied over the last 30, 40 years, and it was difficult to find the information. There were only a few groups who really defended in the midst of the growth of big government. But today, the good news is it's much easier. It's much easier to find the information. There are more groups than ever, more professors, more people, even in the media, even though I'm sure you get frustrated at times with the media. But no, there's a lot more opportunity than, of course, the energy coming from the young people along with the internet. We have a great team going for the cause. Spreading a message is the internet, and there has been quite a few in Washington under the United Nations internationally who would like to remove this wonderful vehicle for us to communicate. And of course, a few weeks ago, there was a bill on the House and the Senate floor, the Stop Online Piracy Act. Which once you discovered that, a few messages were sent out, and all of a sudden there was a response in Washington. Guess what? Members of Congress took their names off the bill, and the leadership was forced to remove that bill from the House floor. And of course, it's the good news that they removed that bill, and it's good news that the system still works. But the people become irate. That irate, tireless minority can be heard by galvanizing a lot of people, and we can achieve
things to a relative sense in Washington, D.C. But the very bad news is they're at it again. They have another bill coming up, not only equally as bad, but maybe worse, and they're playing off, well, we solved all the problems with the last bill, and now they have a bill, the letters is CISPA, which means that if you want your privacy, if you want to protect the internet, get to your members of Congress and get to your senators and tell them you don't want that bill. What they try to do, they cannot stop an idea. The time has come. And the ideas of liberty, the time has come, and we will not be silenced. Now they claim that our campaign has been rather silent. You read articles day after day. Where has Ron Paul gone? What is he doing? No, we don't hear anything from him. But guess what? Do we hear and see crowds like this on national television say, our campaign is alive and well and gathering up where has the media gone on reporting what's happening in this country? I venture to guess most of you know about a bill called National Defense Authorization Act and a provision of the whether the national media help you find that problem and identify it. It's never been on national TV. It has essentially never come up in 22 debates for presidency in this campaign. It was mentioned about that much, and I had about 15 seconds to respond to it. Very, very minimally. So, we know we can't depend on what we read and what we hear on television, and I think what is happening is that the establishment politicians, and even those who are in charge of the media, they don't understand how extensive and how energized this revolution to return our liberties really is. So we must continue and never give up, because giving up will not be a good message for America or for America. You know, there was a bill passed recently, and they were emphasizing those individuals who are protected by the Secret Service. You know, I did not accept protection from the Secret Service. And I cannot say that I predicted that there would be a scandal in the Secret Service, but it was not hard to predict that government agencies have a tendency to self-destruct, and this is just another example. People in politics think they're very special. They don't think of themselves as average people. So there's a law that the politicians passed that said that anybody who gets within a certain distance of an individual